All right, Norman, it doesn't seem like anyone's going to be no anyone's putting up that they have a license or anything like
Okay,
that, but
that's
we
fine.
are live. We are live on all of our social media platforms right now. Let's just do another quick introduction again, right? So today we actually have a great webinar planned for you guys, right? I love the title. What's the title, Norman? Let them know what the title of this webinar is.
Actually, going from tax preparation to $100,000 a month in tax advisory and financial services.
Wow, I don't know about you, but I don't know who wouldn't want to make $100,000 a month, right? And like we mentioned before, Norman's been a partner of ours over the last 10 years. We appreciate obviously the work us working together and building that relationship. He's been going to Vegas for the last 10 years. So some of you might have seen him in our conference hall, right? Where all the vendors are at. You might have met Norman there. And he's a wealth of knowledge, right? His website, we posted it up here on the chat. If you want to check them out, you can go to www.thetaxtruths.com. And Norman, I'll let you take it over from now. If I have any questions, I'll make sure to let you know. But
Yeah.
we'll take care of any questions at the end of the presentation.
Okay.
Okay.
I thank you so much, everyone, for joining us, taking the time to see my presentation. Just a brief story, okay? So I have been a tax architect for about 24 years now. I work exclusively with dentists. So for over 20 years, I've been helping my client structure their entities and structure the financial life. I have an insurance license, I have investment licenses. And one of the things that I learned over the time is that it was difficult for me to continue to do tax planning manually. So I decided 3 years ago, I decided to make a major investment and create a tax planning software. Now, before I made this decision, I learned that the other competitors in the country selling tax advisory platform, right? But then I learned that all five competitors that I have, they all became from tax preparation. Either they were CPAs or they were tax preparers. And the one thing that they didn't have was insurance licenses or investment licenses. So I wanted to build something that was different and new. I wanted to build a platform where if you are offering tax advisory services, you can also provide financial services to your client. You can sell insurance. You can help them with real estate. You can help them with many things within the financial service industry and make more money. The faster way to get to $100,000 plus per month is not just tax preparation or tax advisory. It's the ability to provide your client with the services and products and services that they need. So what I'm about to present to you is a platform that you can do all of that for your client and make substantial amount of money while at it. Okay. So let me walk you through real quick. And if you capture the accent, I'm from Panama. I was born and raised in Panama. So Spanish is my first language. So don't get freaked out by hearing me speaking Spanish or saying something in Spanish while I'm presenting. So let me can I share the screen, Robert?
Yeah, I believe I just gave you access right now.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so let me minimize these things here. Okay, so when you go from the website and you want to schedule a demo, whatever, you can go to the website, schedule a demo, and I'll be able to provide you a demo whenever you're ready. But once you get there, or once you become a member, you will have your login page. You're going to have two dashboards. One is the administrative dashboard, and this dashboard is going to be able to monitor all your finances, all your revenue, income, all the cases that you're producing, your pipeline, your clients. You're going to be able to do all this here because I like KPIs, right? And then you're going to have an operational dashboard. This is where you actually execute all your tax plan, all your risk assessment, all your investment planning. Everything's going to be on your operational dashboard. So once you communicate with a prospect, right, and you ask that prospect the things that you need, one of the things that you're going to need is the client tax return, right? So you want to upload the client 1040 or tax return, whatever for the business. I'm going to use this client who already have permission to use this information. So now you upload the 1040. This is Dr. Edlot, and I'm going to call it Dr. Edlot 5. Now, this is for the year 2025, and you want to include a related party. A related party has to do with what type of entity do they have. If they have an S corporation, do they have a C corporation? So you want to do that, right? So 11, in this case, it has an S corporation. So 1120S. And you add that information and upload the um, the tax return. And while the tax return is being processing right now, let me share with you something that's extremely important. We have over 150 tax codes that will generate a tax plan or a risk assessment. And every tax code either is going to be at an individual level, business level, or both. And any tax code that you select, right, is going to have a summary or overview. It's going to have a detail. It's going to tell you the tax code for that strategy, and it's going to give you the dollar amount that represent in deduction for that tax code. It's going to give you all the detail, what step to take from step 1 to step 2, every step that you need. You don't have to have the tax law knowledge or expertise that I have. You just need to read the steps, and it's going to help you implement the strategy. Now, we're using AI, and AI is going to populate the risk assessment initially, okay? And then from there, you're going to go through the step or the flow of creating a risk assessment and then creating a tax plan, all right? You're going to have, in the operation dashboard, you're going to have all your analysis, and you're going to have your to-do list, your tasks, and you're going to have some tools, okay? If your client has a real estate and they're doing short-term rentals or long-term rentals, they're going to be able to do all of it and monitor the property, record everything that they're doing regarding the property. So it's going to be a very substantial and robust platform. I'm going to go back to see if the tax return has been uploaded. Not yet. Give me a second. Here, you're going to be able to also add your services. For example, I do tax planning, I do insurance, I do investment. You're going to be able to create any new services that you want to offer your client, and you're going to be able to add the payment, put the detail of the service that you're going to do. For example, if you want to do tax prep, you can do this, the detail of it yourself, or you can use AI to generate that services detail for you. So it's a very robust type of strategy software that you can maximize its capabilities. I'm going to go back to see if the software is being the tax return is being downloaded. Okay, it has been completed. Now we're gonna be able to see the process. So the AI read the tax return. If you can see, it has a $202,000 plus in income, a tax bill of 27,000. The AI is going to give you the summary based on the individual federal level and a state level. So whatever the state the person is located, AI is going to tell you what is the taxable income for that particular state. Okay, so you get a tax at the federal level and a tax bill at the state level. So once you get the summary from AI, you're going to say create. Now it's going to take you to the risk assessment, right? Once you do the risk assessment, it's going to give you all the strategies the AI selected for this particular tax return. In this case, it selected 17 possible strategies, right? You can do the health savings if you want to do that. You can select it. QBI, you can select it. The Augusta rule, you can select that as well. If you want to go down, you want to do real estate professional status. If that individual already have real estate investments, like short-term rentals or long-term rental, you can select that particular strategy and make some adjustment as to how much tax deduction the person is going to get after a cost segregation study on that property. So for the sake of time, I'm just going to select these particular strategies, or I can look at the entire list of strategies that we have and select the one that I feel the best, okay? So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna save all the strategies that I selected, okay? Now I'm gonna go next, I'm gonna review those strategies and I'm gonna make sure that those strategies meet the dollar amount that I'm looking for to deduct, right? So in this case, the SHA strategy, I'm going to select it, review it. The QBI, obviously, we're going to give you a $50,000 QBI. We select that one as well. The Augusta rule, we're going to say this $36,000 is a suitable amount to deduct. I'm going to select that as well. And I'm going to go real estate. So let's assume that this client has a property and you're going to create a cost segregation study on this property. And let's assume that the person purchased the property back in February 2025, right? You conduct the cost segregation and you realize a deduction amount that you can, a real estate loss that you can create and implement in the strategy. So let's assume we have a $150,000 in real estate losses, okay? So we're going to review and we're going to accept that. Now, adding all the strategies, now we're going to move forward to the part that I love the most. Most of us struggle on how to charge the client. A lot of us don't have any clue how to charge or what to charge. Well, guess what? My platform is going to give you the ability to charge the client using a sophisticated calculation. For example, here we're saying, hey, we're going to save the client $39,000, right? Now, is it going to be a one-time charge or is it going to be a recurring charge, right? Now, it's going to be, you're going to have to ask 4 particular questions. Is it the complexity of the plan, the urgency of the plan, risk, and the intangible benefit of the client by you creating the tax plan? Is it a high? If you can say, hey, is it all 4 questions are low in complexity, urgency, risk, and intangible, that means that you're going to be able to charge the person $9,800 for that particular plan, okay? So let's assume it's a medium level. Now you're charging $13,000. Okay. Now, when the client comes to you late in the year, let's assume in the last quarter of the year, I usually put high because the complexity might be very low, medium or low, but you're dealing with other clients and these clients coming to you so late in the year, well, you're gonna charge a little higher because you want to make sure that you put a lot of time to complete that client's tax plan. So if it's high, then you're gonna be able to charge a $17,000 plus on that particular plan. And the question is the client going to pay you rather pay you $17,000 and keep the rest, or send that whole check to the IRS? Obviously, if they have the money, right, they're going to pay you because they tired of paying the IRS. So from here, we're going to go to creating the risk assessment. And by the way, I charge $5,000 for risk assessment. I don't do any work until the client already pay me. Now, this is for people who come to me new. If you're dealing with your existing client, right, I may or may not charge the client for a risk assessment, but I will take the information and take the initiative to create a risk assessment and show the client, hey, I decided to be proactive. I look at your numbers, and this is the risk that you're exposed for 2025, okay? You're gonna be paying $40,000 in taxes if you don't do any tax plan from here to the end of the year. Now, if you decide to move forward and create a tax plan, right? Boom, this is where you then charge the client the amount that you're gonna charge the client based on what the risk assessment tells you, okay? Now, once you create the risk assessment, you can show the client the report, okay? You're gonna show the client the report and say, hey, if we do any tax planning, you're gonna be saving about $6,000 a month in taxes. And because you're 48 years old and you're planning to retire 20 years from now, you're gonna be able to contribute, meaning saving $1.4 million in taxes. And based on what the market is doing, right, you're going to be able to grow this money to 4.4 million, 4 million plus for retirement. Okay. Now, this is on the risk assessment. Okay. But if you are a person who dealing with retirement planning, you're dealing with financial planning, you have insurance licensing, you're dealing with insurance license, let me share with you what the software will do for you, which is much better. Come here. I'm going to approve the risk assessment, and I'm going to move now towards the tax plan. Okay. So now I'm in the tax plan part of the platform, and we are going to generate it. Now here, it will show all the deductions that we created from each strategy, okay? And each tax savings at the federal level and tax saving at the state level. And when you see the report is going to show the number of strategies and the dollar amount that each strategy represents, right? Now we're gonna go back, and now if you have an insurance license, okay, the software is going to automatically generate an illustration based on that person's age, okay? It's gonna generate an illustration where the money is gonna go first into the insurance policy, the whole life policy, and the client is gonna have 50% access to cash in year one. Why is that? Because that way the client is going to be able to borrow against the policy and invest the money in either real estate or any type of investment that they want. Okay. So if the client does this for 20 years, right, or 10 years, whatever the year, the number of years we plan to implement the plan for, what's going to happen is the money that the client is borrowing, they're going to be able to pay it back. Okay. But at the end, they're going to be able to have a substantial amount of money from the policy and investment. Now, one of the great things about allowing a client to invest outside of 401k and any type of retirement plan is this. This is what we do for a client, and I will teach you this as well. Let me go back here. When you have a client who is investing outside of 401k, we want this client to invest in hedge fund, okay? Because under the law, they're going to be able to qualify to invest in hedge fund. And this is great because now what happens is when the client is investing outside of 401k, now they have a tremendous growth on the money that they invest in Wall Street, okay? We have a platform that allows our client to invest in gas, oil and gas. We can invest in real estate. We can invest in any type of alternative investment that is going to help them multiply their money. So in the end, they're leveraging the policy for protection of their family or their business, but most importantly, to multiply it, okay? So because the client, obviously, if you know insurance, you know that the client, when they're borrowing, they're not using their own money. They actually using the insurance company's money by leveraging their policy, right? Now, if the client wants to invest in real estate, then they can use that money and put it as a down payment to buy a real estate property, short-term rental. We conduct the cost segregation study, and then we generate the bonus depreciation. Now that is 100% all the way from back in January 2025 to December 31st, 2030. So all of our clients, when we create the tax plan and we generate the tax savings, we then put the money that we're saving in life insurance, and we allow the client to we structure the policy in such a way for the client to borrow money against it and invest in real estate or invest in Wall Street, especially in hedge fund or any other type of alternative investments, okay? Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar with, but there is a tax code called the 831B. A lot of our clients who are making a lot of money or are exposed to a lot of risk, we are generating or we are creating what is called a small insurance company that will protect the client businesses beyond of the liability protection that they're getting right now. In this particular scenario, I did not choose the 831B as a strategy because the taxable income of the individual was only $202,000. It requires a much higher net income to create a 831B insurance company. But it's a tool that you will have in the software if you have a big company, a big client who needs much larger deductions and liability protection beyond what they're getting already. Now, once you're done with the client, you're going to be able to print these reports and present it to the client. And the client loves it because they don't want to have a 20, 30, 50-page report. They're not interested in that. They just want to know exactly what is it that you're going to do for them and what is the tax benefit and how much you can help them grow their money. So this report like this makes it very effective for them. Like I say, they love it, and they just decide to just move forward with you. Now, if you're not interested in doing insurance or investment that's fine. I mean, that's your decision. The way I set up the software is, let me take you to the pricing. The way I set up the software is this. If you're only interested in tax advisory, then you will have complete access to the software for $547 a month, right? You're going to be able to do all the reports. There's no limit on tax planning that you can create and any of that. But if you're interested or you license insurance license and investment license, and you want to do all the things, then that's the bigger package, right? That's the VIP lot package. We call it at the top. That is the fastest way for you to go to get to $3 million. Okay. I currently have CPAs and tax preparers who sign up for the plan, and they choose the VIP level because they want to do insurance, they want to do investment, they want to do real estate. Okay, they want to do all the things, and besides, they get access of me on how to position certain strategies that are more sophisticated for clients that need more help. Okay, so you open to go to the website and schedule a demo, and I can walk any client that you currently have that you would like to see how much you will be able to save them, how much money you're going to be able to save them in taxes, and how much more you can multiply their money, and obviously how much money you will make on that particular case. So this is pretty much it. If you have any questions, I'm here to answer them. And please feel open to, feel free to ask any question that you may have. I'm here for you.
Awesome, Norman. Great information there. You know, we have people plugged in Vegas and on the East Coast right now listening to us on social media. So thank you so much for tuning in. Just for me, kind of listening into what you're doing, what I liked more about what you mentioned is a lot of the times when people try to get into this sector of the, I guess, the financial business, right? A lot of them say, oh, I don't have any experience. How am I going to do it? And I know in the beginning you mentioned that no experience is needed, and that AI takes a big factor in how your software works, right?
Can I elaborate on that real quick, if you don't mind?
Yes, sir.
So what happened is 3 years ago, the IRS announced that it was going to overhaul its system, and it was going to implement AI. Okay. So that's when it hit me that I said, well, I've been doing all these tax planning manually. I should jump into and trying to get a company that can build this using AI. So you don't have to have the level of expertise to do tax advisory, okay? Because all the tax code that is on the archive are straight from the IRS, okay? And it has all the details. You just need to read. That's one thing. The other thing is this. Remember that when the client gives you the information that you need from them, you're doing the plan yourself, okay, or by yourself. The client is not there with you, okay? So you have plenty of time to dissect every strategy that AI help you select. Or if you reach out to me, we will be able to go together, walk together through the process of how the strategy will work for the client. So you're going to be in a very strong position to be able to present this to the client, and the client is not going to judge you, because the thing that you can do is you can tell the client, hey, this is the report and these are the tax code, and the client can go to the IRS website and type in the tax code, and they're going to be able to see that it's real. My apology. Okay.
No, that's awesome. That's great. That's great information that you mentioned there. I know I told you, like, when we first started this live, that I've been licensed for over 15 years doing insurance and investments. And to have something like this to where you can plug and play everything, and it gives you every different strategy, right, that you can do possibly with your platform. Yeah, I would say it's a leg up definitely for people that have ever been thinking about adding additional services. This is something great, right? Like I said, I've been doing it for 15 years. And over the year, you start learning things over time. And to
Yeah,
have AI at your fingertips can definitely take your business from where you're at right now to a 10x or a 20x or a 30x or to 100K a month.
yeah.
Um,
The other thing too, my friend, is this. I come across a lot of especially Latino tax preparers. They they they're thinking that they need to go out there, invest a lot of money in coaching or invest a lot of money in marketing to get all these clients to pay them. That's not the case. That's not how I grew up my business. My business, I grew up my business to the numbers that I'm doing by using the clients that I currently have. Okay. The thing is, if you don't have the tool, it's difficult. Okay. But with this tool, you're going to be able to start with 5 clients, 7 clients, 10 clients. Once you master everything with your current client and you make the money, now you can use money to invest in marketing, you know what I mean? And bring in more clients. I think it will take bigger pride, and it happened to me that I was able to help my current client. Why would I want to bring new client to pay me for tax planning? Would I have the client that have fed me? I mean, the client that the current client that have helped me feed my family. That's the client that I have the responsibility to help first. You know what I mean? Those are the one because those have been with me all those years, and I have prepared their taxes, and I have seen how much they've been paying taxes all these years. You know what I mean? So even if I'm making $5,000, $7,000 for a tax plan for that client, that is fine. You should feel proud to say, I helped my current client get to the higher level. That is my way of seeing this because in social media, man, I see so many people out there pitching to the Latino market to, hey, I'm going to show you how to get to $100,000 a month by getting clients who's going to pay you this. You know what I mean? And to me, I'm like, well, so you're going to get rid of the people who fed you all these years just because they cannot pay you 20,000 or 30,000 of tax planning? That is just me.
no, no, you bring up a very good point, Norman. I always like to say, um, every client needs tax planning, not just certain people, right? Everybody needs tax planning. Everybody needs to prepare for the future. And at the end of the day, if, like you said, like I love how you said, when you complete your risk assessment, it's going to say how much they're going to pay in taxes and how much you can save them in taxes. So
Yeah,
it's amazing. You can tell your client, like, hey, would you rather pay all this in taxes? Or would you rather move some of that money around into this, and this, where, hey, by the way, you can get some of that money later on down the line, right? And you
yeah.
keep more of it for yourself. How does that sound? Do you want to give more to Uncle Sam? Or do you want me to show you how to keep more for you and your family? I think it's an
Exactly.
amazing plan. It's an amazing idea. Now for
Now,
the
the other thing too, we all know if you have an insurance license or you have an investment license, it is very difficult to sell any of those prior to clients just um, without offering anything else. So especially for a business owner, it's difficult to sell a business owner a life insurance policy because they're not thinking about protection. They think about something more exciting. But here, because I lived that experience, it is very easy now. If I wish I could show you my cases, I do $70,000 a month insurance premium case. I do $30,000 premium monthly premium, $70,000 monthly premium, because I have clients because I only work with dentists who are making a lot of money on taxes, making a lot of money, and they're supposed to pay a lot of money on taxes. So what happened? Once they see that I'm saving them $200,000, $300,000 in taxes, and they see how that money that I'm saving on a monthly basis go into the insurance and everything else, they don't second question me or putting the money into the money in the insurance policy because they already appreciative that I saving I saving money on taxes. They're not sending that check to the IRS. You mean? That is the ultimate goal. How can you help your client, number one, save money on taxes, protect that money that they're making, and then helping them multiply that money that you're saving? Anything that you want to offer the client, either investment, insurance, is going to be so easily implemented because it's part of the whole plan. Now they're seeing the entire plan. They're not seeing insurance individually, or they're not seeing insurance individually. They're seeing the whole scope of what you're doing for them.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So I know you mentioned the second part, right? That you can either do like just a tax plan, the risk assessment in the beginning, and then it gets into the tax planning
Yeah.
where you need insurance and investment. Is it do you help people get that license, or
Okay,
if
excellent
somebody's
question.
looking?
Excellent question. So listen, let me I'm gonna tell you this, man. I have come across, I mean, I go to a lot of events, right? And I have come across companies who sell tax planning software that connect the tax preparers with financial advisors or with insurance brokers, right? And then what happened? I see the tax preparer who has the client making 30% commission, 40% commissions on the insurance. And I really hate that. I really hate that because the client belonged to the tax preparer. So what we decided to do is we created our own an insurance agency. So if you want to, you don't have to, but if you want to, you become a member, you buy the subscription, and you say, no, man, I want to the VIP level, I want to do insurance, I want to do investment. Well, guess what? Now you can earn 87.5% on commission. Okay? So not only you can charge for the tax advisory or for the risk assessment, but you're making 87.5% commission on an insurance product that you sell to your client. You know what I mean? And that is huge because once you reach 20, 30 clients in insurance a year, man, you're going to have a substantial income, residual income for the next 20, 30 years if you do everything properly. Okay? So you're not going to have to be relying on tax advisory all the time to make income because you're making a substantial amount on the commission and the residual or life insurance or the insurance. So we sign you with the I only deal with private client, a private insurance company. I don't deal. I am not those brokers who like to brag that they have access to a lot of insurance companies. I don't do that because I know for a fact that dealing with private insurance company is the best for the client because you want the client to be part owner of the insurance company. Okay, you want the client to be able to participate in the distribution of dividends for the insurance company. When you're dealing with a publicly traded insurance company, your clients are not owner of that insurance companies, right? So the benefit is limited. So I don't do the licensing myself, like help them to get the license. I give them the guidance where to go to get a license. But the most important thing is the agency paying a high percentage on the commission that they make from the production that they make.
Thank you so much for that information, Norman. Let's see. Does anyone have any questions for Norman about what he just went over today? Amazing, amazing information, and what an amazing tool to have at your fingertips, right? If you're looking to, like I said, mentioned to go have your business go from where you're at to maybe the next level, where you're able to help out your client in pretty much the full spectrum. But I like to call it the full care package, right? You take care of their tax planning, and you take care of everything else, right?
Investment, yeah.
Yeah, with investments and insurance and real estate and every other thing that I brought up, right? You know, not a lot of people know about the Augusta rule, right? There's some people that don't know about that, right? Renting out the house and doing all that stuff. So this is a great tool and great software to have. Does anyone have any questions for Norman before we pretty much finish up? I know we're coming up on the 45-minute of the live that we have going on. Is there any questions for Norman? Speak now, or you can always go ahead and the lives will be posted up on our Instagram, Facebook, I believe even our LinkedIn. You know, wherever we have our social media, you'll be able to see a copy of this recording. You can drop a comment there, or Norman, if you want, go ahead and show your page again, maybe contact information, how they can get in contact with you, just so maybe to see if this is something for you, right?
Yeah. So you can go to the website again, www.detachedtruth.com, and schedule a demo. I'll be happy to walk you through any cases that any client that you may have right now that you would like to work on. And you can contact me directly at 209-981-6558 as well.
I love what Norman just, I don't know if some of you guys heard that, but Norman just basically offered you a little demo on how he could potentially help one of your clients save money and invest money for their future. So if you're thinking about it, if it's something that's, should I look into it? Why not? There's no cost, no obligation. See what Norman can do for you and what his software can do, and see if it's something that you can implement in your business.
So I did a presentation yesterday to a group, and 10 of them schedule demos because they say, you know, I have some clients that I would like to help before the end of the year. So they did the demo. They gave me the client's information. We did the couple of risk assessment, and they were immediately were able to present it to their client. The client liked it, and then they came back to me and say, Norman, can you help me with the actual plan? I said, okay, of course. So I helped them set up the plan, and they made substantial amount of money from saving the client, you know, a good amount of money in taxes. So if you have anybody within your business or yourself, actually, hey, you know, let me know, and we can make sure that we structure your plan.
It's funny that he mentioned that, Norman. You know, I have an analogy, like they say when a plane is about, like when it says like it's crashed, there's something's happening and they're going down. They always say, and maybe you have kids with you or something like that, but they always say, grab the oxygen mask and put it on yourself first, and then take care of everyone else, right? So this is pretty much the same thing, right? Make sure that you're in order, see how it can help you, because at the end of the day, I always feel when we do something for ourselves and we see value in it, we tend to put more effort into it for other people,
Of
right?
course. Yeah.
And we have a question actually right here from Yasmin, who's joined us on here on the live. Yasmin, if you want, you can either unmute yourself and ask the question, or you can type it away in the chat. And then we have,
Hello. If you can you hear me? This is
Yeah.
Leo, Jasmine personal assistant.
Yes, Leo.
Sorry guys, I have like a whispering problem with the microphone. Um, I have a question. It's really amazing information that Norman given to us. Jasmine is in the phone call right now, so I was like, is there any way to apply this type of planning to a person that have a tax ID? Or is just for people that have social? Because we have a lot of clients, they make a lot of money, but they don't have a social, or they have tax ID and federal employer identification with the company. And we like try to help our clients to save a lot of money, but we don't find any way to doing like, because all the ways you have to be like have a social or corporation, and for that you need to have a social. So I don't know if you have any like advice or way that we can like help the clients to do that.
Okay. You know, the answer to the question is yes. And actually, all the 10 people who came to yesterday, the presentation that I did yesterday, they signed up, 8 didn't have um, social security number. Okay. So it comes down to what type of business they have, right? And also the timing. If you can schedule a demo and give me information about that client, we can see what type of strategy we can implement for them. And you can use that as a template, right? To help all those clients that you have that don't have social security numbers.
Thank you. I'm gonna get your information to try to do the demo and share the information with you. That will be great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for the question.
Great question. Great. We have another one here from Facebook from Tax Aria. Tax Aria, thank you for joining us on Facebook Live, right? She's asking, Norman, are you in California and do you ever offer in-person seminars?
Actually, yeah, I'm in California. I'm outside Sacramento. Yes, I currently practice in 9 different states, and I do events. I do a lot of events across the states. I just got back from LA last week. So, yeah, the answer to the question is yes, I do.
Hey, Norman, by chance, do you have anything anywhere like listed where you're going to be at certain states and all that stuff, different events that people can check you out at?
Exactly. For the rest of the year, I'm done, except with there's another call. We have another webinar on the 19th here that they can come again. But I'm gonna be. You know what's funny? My clients. Let me tell you how the level of trust my clients have. Down in LA, the vast majority of my clients are from Iran. Okay, Armenia. And what they do is we do house meeting. So I have a client, they say, hey, I'm going to invite 8 of my friends who are dentists, and you're going to come and present to us. Okay. And what happened is that's part of the Augusta rule. Okay. So they host the party for me. I present to their client, to their friends, everything about business. Well, now most of them have big houses. You don't have to have a big house, but most of them have big houses. Now they're charging their business, $5,000, $4,500 for that event, right? As a rental income from the renting, the business renting their home. So for the rest of the year, I'm done. Actually, my mistake. I have an event on November 10th in San Francisco. And this is for a dental group. That's going to be my last event for the year. But starting next year, I'm going to have multiple events across the country. I cannot hear you.
Sorry about that. So I know we're coming up close to the hour now. Is there any final questions for Norman? If not, you can catch us here next month. We said the 19th, right? We're having another one on the 19th.
At the same time, the 19th, that's going to be the last event with you guys for 2025. And you're still going to have some time to save money on taxes. If you personally tax preparers,
Go ahead, Norman.
I thought you was talking to me.
No, go ahead.
You tax preparers, if you haven't, if you incorporate it as a S corporation, partnership, or C corporation, and you yourself haven't conducted the Augusta rule this year, that's not good. You still have some time to save money on taxes. So come back on the 19th. We're gonna walk through this again, and hopefully I can help you save money on taxes yourself.
Awesome. Well, you know what, Norman, first and foremost, I want to thank you for your time. Thank you for bringing this information to our members. Again, if you guys have any other questions, feel free to post them on our social media, and we'll make sure to get to them before our next meeting next month on the 19th. But again, check them out, thetaxtruths.com, right? Again, his number is up there on the page, 209-981-6558. Sorry.
Yeah, can you
60
type that on the chat, please, again?
Yeah, I'll type that on the chat right now for you.
Thank you.
And yeah, so we'll see. Everyone, you have a great day, right? Thank you again for joining
Yeah,
us on this
thank you.
live, and we'll see.